Hello, everybody. This is Joe Lucey with this week's Market Huddle. I apologize for the late start, little IT problems. Let me share with you a little bit about where this week's Market Huddle is coming from. A few weeks ago, I was on a kind of a coaching call with one of my mentors, and they asked me to define my why. Why do I do what I do? What drives us here at Secured Retirement Financial, and what are we really trying to do with our relationships with you, our clients, and your retirement planning? So spent a little bit of time here over the weekend kind of putting together my thoughts on why we do what we do. This week, like any week, if you would like to reach out with us after the huddle, we can schedule aside anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes just for a short phone call. We can schedule a face-to-face review. That's open for everybody. If you're a client of ours, if you're maybe somebody that's been on a few of these huddles but have not found the right time and would like to schedule that 15 minutes after this, or maybe you've received this week's Market Huddle from somebody else that's an existing client and we're forwarded on and would like to sit down with us and go through that. Anybody is eligible to do that. And of course, if there's anything that you have for thoughts after this week's, please don't hesitate to schedule some time or to reach out to us direct. So with that said, just like every week, we talk a little bit about the disclaimers here. The attorneys make us put this out there to understand that I don't think it's going to pertain so much this week because it's really more about what it is that drives us. But I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. We don't do legal documents. I don't interpret tax code. We're a financial planning firm. We help families in and nearing retirement through their retirement planning. And much of that is due to, I guess what I'm going to talk about here for the next few minutes. So without any further ado, let me share with you a little bit about what I put together here that I'm calling Hard Lessons Learned About Money. Think back to 2008. I've got new clients. Their names are Mike and Rebecca, and they're scared to death. They had sold their family business a few years ago and assumed that they had $1 million to retire. They don't. Their trusted advisor at a large Wall Street firm, their portfolio has been decimated. They're lost, but I know the way, and I start to help plan for them. And as I go through this, I'm grateful for the hard lessons I learned about money management going back to 1994. You see, 6 years after I was in the Marine Corps, I got a job bartending. Every day at 3:05, I had a group of stockbrokers that would come in for happy hour, and I found the conversations with them fascinating. Growing up, I'd loved the movie Wall Street that was produced in 1987. And as a kid, one of my favorite shows was Louis Rukeyser's Wall Street Week. I was 25 at the time, and one of the stockbrokers hired me to do some prospecting for him. 2 weeks later, he fired me. But fortunate for me, his manager had noticed that I had made some of the most appointments and offered me a position. In 1999, I was working for a large Wall Street firm called Prudential Securities. At the time, I had quotas and pressure to push the same stocks to every type of client we had. Most people happily gave me all their money, and I helped them invest it in stocks and mutual funds. Then 1911 happened. The Wall Street's stock market only strategy backfired, and my clients lost so much money. I was ashamed of being a part of and unwittingly playing into the carnage. I thought I had been doing the right thing, helping them pick their stocks, but I did not anticipate the market correction that was going to come from this. This is the epiphany that changed the direction of my retirement planning and what I do forever. You see, most people think of retirement planning as about just picking stocks and getting the best returns, but they ignore risks. My grandfather in the picture here retired twice because he screwed up his finances in retirement and didn't have a solid plan. After my grandmother had passed away, he had to work as a security guard to make ends meet, and nobody ever wants to retire twice. To be a great financial advisor, I realized I must help my clients take risks into account when it comes to their planning. In 2008, I started my firm, Secured Retirement Financial, working with families nearing retirement. I was clear on what I needed to do. My purpose was to ensure that families don't get hurt when things don't go as well as planned. More people started hiring me because of peace of mind, and I was able to give them certainty with a plan that focused on lifetime mailbox income and tax-efficient strategies. One day I was helping a couple get their house in order. The wife, chronically ill with emphysema and COPD. She'd certainly die before her husband, but nonetheless, I had arranged for some life insurance for them just in case. Ironically, a short time later, he passed away unexpectedly. Then came earlier this year in 2020, a pandemic hits, and many people worldwide are scared about their money, their security, and they're calling their brokers in fear. In our office, the phones are surprisingly quiet. Occasionally a panicked client would call, but in a few moments we were able to share with them the contingency plans we'd put in place, the protection that we'd put together to ride out the storm. See, it's easy to be an advisor when everything's going well, but in times of crisis, that's when we earn our stripes. Remember Mike and Rebecca, the couple who in 2008 lost nearly everything, but are still enjoying a comfortable retirement because of the planning that I gave them. I wake up every day grateful for the lessons I've learned about money management. If you're joining us here on today's Market Huddle, I encourage you, if you have questions about your retirement planning, whether you're a client or maybe somebody that's just joining us for the first time, feel free to schedule what we call a Tax Smart retirement analysis. We schedule anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to address the single most important action step that you can take today to make sure that your planning is in place. I've been doing this for over 26 years, and I believe we do things differently than many firms. And whether you're a client of ours today or somebody that wants to just visit with us, I encourage you to do so. I'm sorry for the late start, but that's all I have this week. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week, and feel free to schedule your time by connecting on that today.